Good morning, Rhonda. Terrific Tuesday today.
Good morning, us. How you doing?
Good. How was your birthday yesterday? Can you tell us all the goodies you got, or what made yesterday special for you? I know you turned 35, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
that's right.
Great.
Uh-huh. We'll go with that one. So I don't normally really celebrate my birthday, so it was nothing new during COVID 2020. Didn't do much. I did get my stimulus check, so that was quite a nice present from our government. And so we treated ourselves to a little bit better dinner for my birthday last night.
Oh, what'd you have?
And then my niece made me a nice card.
Oh, cool.
Huh?
What'd you have for dinner?
Oh, there's so much open. So we had just this like itchy teriyaki place stuff. So we having to make dinner.
Takeout. Oh, cool. Itchy teriyaki. I love Asian cuisine. It's quite good. So
I wanted steak, but all of our steak places were closed.
Oh, you're gonna make our vegan friends mad at you. You better watch it there. You know, they're gonna sweep in. And Sorry, guys. We're working on it. True. We're working on it. Joey and I have really cut a lot of meat. I would say 90% of our meat out of our diet because it's the healthy thing to do, in our opinion. So anyway, what are we talking first about today? About access media. I think that's what I put on the deck, and how the endorsements are going for everybody. You got low bandwidth going on this morning. You just shrank. Rhonda's shrinking. Access media.
I'm trying to fix it.
That's okay. We'll get it. Yesterday, we had some not so surprising endorsements. Let me see. It was Nancy Pelosi at the top of the day, and that was nauseating to say the least, talking about how Joe Biden's been a leader. And he's been there. He's done that. The cancer moonshot. I think
the leader of what?
Cancer moonshot. And that's the second time that I've heard that phrase since, I don't know, originally it was in 2008, 2009 about a cancer moonshot. I think it's akin to the Star Wars program as far as finding cures for cancer. I'm all for it. Not trying to make light of it, but, that's the second time I've heard it. What other great feats of nobility has Joe Biden done in his career that you can think of? I'm talking about the good stuff, the good stuff.
I honestly don't know.
I don't know either. And this Tara Reid thing is just blowing up in his face. And before we get into the access media, or the best example I've seen to date, that more has come out with Tara Reid's accusations from the Larry King clip from 1993 to her neighbors coming forward, I guess, yesterday and say, hey, I'm voting for Joe Biden, but Tara was telling the truth. So that's kind of a devastating blow, in my opinion. We have two choices, bad and bad. And how we got to this point of these choices is the establishment not earning the vote of the electorate, but bullying their way through election fraud. Election integrity is the biggest issue, but we give it away every time. When is that going to stop, Rhonda? When are we going to stop bending the knee and saying, okay, we're going to vote for Joe Biden because of Trump?
It's ridiculous, actually. What's sad, too, is that she had to come out and specifically state that she's voting for Joe Biden for anybody to listen, to possibly even kind of listen to her. I'm so speechless of what's going on today. I shouldn't be. I mean, I grew up in this kind of
It's okay.
mentality.
It's got a lot of us speechless. It's okay. No problem. I mean, well, let me not belabor the point anymore. I've got an example here from the Rising this morning of why we have the mainstream legacy media the way we do today, because we allow bootlicking to go on by these puffed up, overpaid pundits. And that reflects back to the base. We, the people, we're not stepping up and calling BS on this crap. This is from Crystal Ball this morning on the Hill, and MSNBS is revolting, fawning over Nancy Pelosi. Let's see if everyone in the audience agrees. It's pretty enjoyable. Enjoyable?
There was another Pelosi moment that caught our eye at the end of an interview with MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle. Let's take a listen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for this additional $320 billion. American business needs it. I appreciate all that everyone in our government is doing right now to help us in this trying time. Thanks for your time this morning.
Well, thank you for your view of it all, because that's all very helpful. It's all very helpful. Thank you so much for your attention to this important issue. Thank you.
Oh,
that is so cringe. Cringe.
Listen.
So, what are you supposed to lick the boots of the people who throw us some cash? Like, what is that? Yeah.
I mean, look, I've been accused of being like a Bernie sycophant or whatever. Look, I interviewed Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
Kill me if I ever end an interview with a lawmaker in that kind of way. Especially, by the way, what are you thanking her for? This response has been pathetic. It's been a mess. It's been crumbs to workers, a pathetically inadequate small business response,
which
and
wasn't even
trillions wasn't even her idea, which she delayed, by the way, re-upping the funding in order to get almost literally nothing and to get rolled on every last piece of what they said that they wanted. Like, what are you doing?
I've interviewed Donald.
I think we get the picture. I mean, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for giving our audience shit, because they really aren't going to get much out of this. Thank you so much for taking care of our corporations with all that you've got.
Thank
you for just giving me the time of day.
Oh, may I lick your boots some more? Thank you, Steph. And Stephanie Ruhle, she was giving that ingratiating diatribe of verbal diarrhea, and Nancy Pelosi didn't know what to say. It's like, thank you for.
Thank you for thinking that way, because it's helpful that you're not yelling at me.
Yeah,
you keep doing that, just like that.
Yeah. I know. We got a shout out to Christine, Natural Progressive, Barbara, Jilly, Brahm. I met Brahm last night on the Natural Progressive show. Brahm, very cool. Nice to meet you. Melissa H. Oh, Melissa H. Let me see. Kelly Lane. Hey, Kelly, I can't bring you in. I've already got the camera set up, but we would love to have you on the show. Let's set it up a day ahead of time. Love to have you on here and your perspective. I'm really ticked off at Crystal Ball for her comment on April 20th. If you want to hold on to that thought, we can talk about it tomorrow. I'm always looking for content for our wonderful group of people. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, back to Access Media. This is how the media rolls these days. It's not investigative journalism anymore. I mean, when they basically chopped Dan Rather's off back in the day with that Karl Rove setup, remember that, Rhonda, when they set him up on that 60 Minutes story, and the story was actually factual. Yeah. It was true. Dan had to kind of retire a little early, so that was the end of it. That was the end of the guy that said to Nixon, Nixon asked him, "What are you running for?" And Dan Rather said, "Nothing, Mr. President. What are you running from?" That was it for non-access
That was
media.
it.
Yeah, and they flipped it over before that to an entertainment media instead of news. All the big wigs got bought out at the network, CBS, Viacom, and the rest of them. So we do not have independent journalists who will ask the hard-hitting questions. I know I'm preaching to the choir in this group watching the show this morning, but it's just a fact. So we need to get off of our crap and start supporting a federated independent media. A lot of us are on board on social media. I know Kelly Lane. I know that, she's been talking to Randy and some other people on that. I know Pasta and Fiorella, and a big shout out to the Convo Couch, because they are talking about election integrity, because we're not going to get anywhere unless our votes get counted. And don't just run away and say, I'm not going to play your game anymore. Well, don't play your game, but have another plan, getting in there so we can get a semblance of our democracy back. How do you feel about that, Rhonda, about our election integrity issue in this country?
I think our integrity on our elections is about as good as the integrity of those that are leading us today.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a big club, baby. It's a big club, baby, and you ain't in it. Shout out to Pat the Batman fan, and stick around. In a few minutes, we're going to have Pat the Batman fan's wife, Jamie Coon, Native American singer. She's fantastic. She is singer-songwriter. Fantastic. We're really looking forward to our outro song today. I guess we should kick ahead here and start talking about the big Twitter story of the last 24 hours, the Josh Fox knocking the planet Earth, Michael Moore, and Ozzy. Ozzy, let me get to that clip right now. I
don't think I've seen that yet.
Yeah, criticism of the new bombshell environmental film, and here's the clip. It's gonna run about a minute and a half, so just to set this segment up.
Okay.
The solutions are out there.
There's no turning back.
So what exactly are those illusions? Planet of the Humans, directed by Jeff Gibbs and executive produced by Michael Moore, pulls back this curtain of corporate interests controlling the mainstream environmental movement.
Specifically, the film says that green technologies like solar and wind, which preserve a way of life, but do not preserve the planet. We are joined now via Skype by producer Ozzy Zahner, Academy Award-winning filmmaker and executive producer Michael Moore, and director Jeff Gibbs. Gentlemen, we're glad to have all three of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great to see you guys.
Ozzy, let me start with you. First of all, the film's been very controversial. We're going to get to that in a moment. But what was the message that you wanted to send here?
Well, you were saying the film is controversial. I think the existing environmental movement is going to be the last to come around to the story in this film. They'll continue to argue that solar cells and wind turbines are going to become more efficient, cheaper, these sorts of things. What they miss is that it doesn't really matter. These are based on technological processes. They require fossil fuels for their construction. It hasn't worked after spending $1 trillion. We're no better off. In fact, we're much worse off than we were when we started this 30 years ago. And just this brief virus period in 1 week has done more than the environmental movement has done in 30 years to reduce consumption. And so that should give us the first hint that we've been on the wrong track and we need to switch.
Very interesting. Jeff, I want to go to you as well. I mean, what we've seen.
That was a pretty good setup. I want to shout out to Christine, the natural progressive. She has been saying exactly what my cousin Ozzy there just said for as long as I've known her. I'm not opposed to, going towards the green energy concept personally, but I'm not going to hang my hat on it like I've hung my hat on certain politicians. It's down to the issues. What's going to work? What's going to save our species, much less the planet, vice versa? What's your feeling on this, Rhonda?
I kind of lean towards the way of, what Courtney and Amber and probably Christine talk about of really reshaping our planet as it is as a whole versus just supplementing off of other things. So permaculture and having an environment work for us again for itself versus us taking over is going to be the biggest impact, slowing down. Yeah, I didn't get to watch that, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't watched it much. So Josh Fox came out against this movie, is what you're saying?
Yeah, Josh Fox. Let me see. Let me get the Twitter up here. This is pretty disturbing. You know, we have talked to Josh Fox, Rhonda and I and Courtney and some of the other folks. Remember when we talked to him back in, when was that, 2016?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. We talked to Josh Fox. And, you know, hey, Gasland, great, you know, all that stuff. But Josh Fox, you know, has some animus towards this film, Planet of the Humans. I just received notice that the distributor of Michael Moore's Planet of the Humans is taking the film down due to misinformation in the film. Thank you to Films for Action for responding to our demand for a retraction and apology from @MichaelMooreFlint. You know what? I'm really disappointed. This to me is like censorship of some pretty well-researched views. These filmmakers, when we have so-called our progressive element of activism for saving the planet, when you start attacking each other in such a mean-spirited way, I see that as a mean-spirited way, don't you, Rhonda? I mean, he's taking the film down for misinformation in the film. Well, why don't you
what was the misinformation?
Yeah.
I mean, if it ends up kind of harming what's really needed, I mean, we do want to call that out, though, don't we?
Well, this tweet,
misinformation, that's the problem today. That's nothing but misinformation out there, mainstream media.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're talking about. What it means. What is the misinformation? Is it so minute that they didn't have to do that, or is it something that really should be discussed?
No, and in fairness to Fox, check out his link on Twitter. I mean, see below and thank you too. You know, he's having problems because what he accuses the Ozzy and Moore and the other gentleman in this is that they're mimicking talking points from the fossil fuel industry. And I think when we close out this segment, and to give Michael Moore due credit, I know a lot of people just think he's the greatest, and again, don't hang your hat on one individual, but as a clock is right at least twice a day, you got to at least give these guys that. And I personally like Michael Moore on his environmental views, some of his political positions, and some of the things that he's done in the past, not so much, but I think his heart's in the right place, and you know, I'm going to go with that. So I would say in this one, I'm going to give this to Moore and the film. Josh, you know, lately you've been kind of like chumming up with the establishment more than I'd like to see. So before we go into that clip, do you have anything to add on that, Rhonda?
Nope.
Okay.
I say let's go to the clip.
Okay, let's go to the clip. Now, this clip's going to run a little bit longer, so bear with us, folks, because it's really worth hearing Michael Moore out on this, I think. So let me see if I can get it started in the right place. It's always challenging. Okay, Michael Moore. This is response to Josh Fox's criticism.
Activists who have critiqued the film are people that I like, that I think are acting in good faith, people like Josh Fox, people like Michael Mann. And I think the core of their concern is this idea that if you make the problem so big, if you make it such that, look, we really can't address the problem without sort of fundamentally restructuring everything, then it, in a sense, plays into the hands of the fossil fuel industry, who sort of want people to just throw up their hands and go, the problem's too big, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Is that a valid concern? Is that something that you grapple with?
No, it's dangerous, actually. What they want us to do is tone this thing down, tamp it down, so that people don't become too overwhelmed. We can't just change overnight. Well, as Jeff just said, we have changed overnight, haven't we, in the last month? We are able to make serious fundamental changes in the way we live immediately if we think we're going to die. And that has forced the majority of people to say, I will do what needs to be done in order to live right now. This pandemic, this should teach us a lot about where we have failed when it comes to battling the climate emergency that we're in the middle of. Does anybody watching this think that, well, if we just get through this pandemic, that'll be the last of this? There won't be any more pandemics. The Mother Nature is sending us a huge, huge warning. Mother Nature has sent us to our timeout rooms right now. And we're supposed to spend this time thinking about how have we messed things up so bad that in this particular case, this virus leapt from a species that had been abused by humans, and now we are suffering from this. We're the ones in the cages, not the bats in China. We're the ones, I hope, being forced to think about this. And I think what you said, Crystal, is I understand, and let's make this clear. We have huge admiration for all of our fellow environmentalists and people that have worked so hard in the last 5 decades to fix this problem. The problem is it isn't fixed. And all of us, when we don't accomplish what we need to accomplish in our lives, aren't we supposed to be somewhat self-reflective, somewhat self-critical, and say, okay, this doesn't seem to be working. What do we?
Yeah, I think Michael Moore was much kinder to the Josh Foxes out there than Josh Fox was to them. And Kelly brought up a point. Michael Moore said, let's vote for Hillary. Well, a lot of our friends are saying vote for Biden now, and I agree. I mean, I don't align.
Josh Fox and Michael Moore, they both did.
Yeah, they both did.
There's no difference there.
Yeah. So that point well taken. Again, I think Michael Moore, with his reporting on Flint and Jordan Chariton on Flint, and this, I mean, the guy's been in our corner as far as the environment forever. Has he profited off of it? Yeah, but I see him keep investing that profit back into the same thing. So that's a debate for another day. The bottom line is, if we don't do something now, we're not going to have it tomorrow to worry about. And that's what I get out of this. And is that how you feel on this, Rhonda?
Yeah. I'm no different than you. We can't put this off any longer.
Yeah, he goes on in that clip to talk about, at the 2000, they were talking, scientists were saying, hey, if you don't stop carbon in the atmosphere at 300 parts per million, there is no going back. We are done. So fast forward to 2020, it's 410, 415, 420 parts per million. Hey, the alarm was sounded. Now the place is shaken apart with this virus, and we can debate the origin of the virus or how it was released, the who's and whys. The bottom line, it's out there, and it's not going to be, and I'm taking this from people who have been talking lately, more stated that the NIHI, the National Health Institute, said that this isn't going to be over in June. We're not going to be dancing in the streets, it's a they said his connection said it's a 2-year pandemic. 2 years. Now, again, we're having the government trying to get everybody back to work and everything else. Let me ask the audience, are any of you going to be in a hurry to go to a sporting event, to go to a movie theater, to go to a large social gathering, a concert? Whatever. I'm not going to be in a hurry to do any of that stuff. Before it was mass shootings and gun violence. Now we've got the planet, the environment with its machine gun, and it's called a pandemic. And I think we just hit 1 million infected, didn't we, Rhonda? And we're over 60,000 dead. And those numbers are just bullcrap to me. Maybe not the dead ones, but the ones that are infected because of the testing lag, how long that goes around. So give us some of your positions. I've been monologuing here.
2 years. I don't see how this is going to stretch out for 2 years without people, rioting. Our government has already proven within this first few months that they have no plans on taking care of its people, truly. There might be a big old plan that's happening. I think there's some major shift happening. So keeping us all down and making the, economy kind of crash to be able to switch it into a different gear, I think is more what's happening than anything else. The world as we have known it is no longer. I'm just hoping that we can shape this into a future that we can, thrive in again.
I hate to be, I hate to be cliche. It is what it is. Now, are we going to sit here and, ruminate about the good old days? We want to go back to the good old days. Well, the good old days weren't so great. They teed us up for this situation, like many.
There were no good old days.
No, it's been tough. It's been tough for the working poor in this country. It's been tough for the
Those
activism.
are the good old days where every single person was treated equally and taken care of.
Yeah. That's
show me that. Show me that. Until you can show me that, there is no good old days.
I guess I can say I can appreciate the fact that those good old days, we had the option of going to Wendy's and getting the 2% or the Burger King and, going to a movie to relieve that stress that we get every day, or going to a concert, seeing Tom Petty, the Eagles, George Benson for the old guys in the crowd and gals. I miss that, but I don't expect to be able to do that anymore. We're living in a virtual reality right now because we're chained to our computers. And I was talking to Rhonda before the show, 2-year pandemic. Well, we need to make the most of that right now because everybody's engaged. I mean, I've been doing shows as fast as I can produce them, and we need to get together with a federated independent media coalition and work together so we can get this stuff out to be more informed. We need to be activists. We need to be writers. We need to be talkers about the issues that are going to lead us forward in this new paradigm, this big change that we're looking at. I know Bram and Jilly, all of you, Kelly, Christine, Melissa, you have a voice. Use it.
Yes, Oz!
Come on, you guys. Come on. Let's get you on the show. Let's talk about these things. Let's get you on other shows. We got Suzanne Murphy with Progressive Massachusetts. I'm selfishly plugging these because I'm doing the production. But these are intelligent people. You are intelligent people. You're watching, me spew every day, but I'm just a facilitator. That's all I am. And I want to bring us all together for this coalition of independent media working together. I guess I've fired up my rocket-powered soapbox. I digress. Let's close out.
Digress. Thank you for for keep on keeping on like this, though. It is the way we have to go if we want to have any semblance of a voice out there.
Yeah, and again, Christine, she's nailing it. She had Derek Jensen on yesterday. It was a great conversation. Watch her interview with Derek. It's about the environment, where we're at in the world, and we need more people like Christine, like Kelly, like Suzanne, like Rhonda, like Amber, Brave New Future. We need these people out there. Jeffrey Denton, our brother, he's on top of the issues. He has opinions. He has facts. Bram, all of you guys can nail this shit. We need your energy. We need your strength now. So again, I'm not begging. I'm telling you, it's your responsibility as a human being, not as a patriot to the United States, but a member of this planet, to get out there and do what you need to do. Let's get with it, guys. And thus, that brings us to our big segment of the day. And I think it's appropriate. Our movie pick of today is Idiocracy. Oh, everybody's been waiting for this one. Idiocracy. This is Joe. This is Private Joe Bowers. The definition of the average American. It's selected by the Pentagon to be a guinea pig for a top secret hibernation program. Forgotten he awakes 5 centuries into the future. He discovers a society that's so incredibly dumbed down that he is easily the most intelligent person alive. Oh, for Christ's sake. I think we're here right now. All you Joe Bowers out there. Oh my God in heaven. Anyway, let's watch this clip, and we're probably going to get a commercial. I don't know. Let's see. It's a really short clip. Let's bring it in here. Let's do it.
From the creator of Office Space,
where am I?
Comes a vision of the future that's a no-brainer.
And tomorrow night looks even more better.
Luke Wilson, Idiocracy. Own it on DVD today.
Oh my God.
Even more better.
Even more better. I mean, that's... Oh my God. Barbara, yes, keep it on, Oz. Thank you, Barbara. We love Barbara too. We got a great family here and we're growing it.
Thank you, Christy, from the Natural Progressive. She just gave.
Ah, sweetheart. Thank you, Christine. Oh yeah, we got to get Christine on here and talk about this. And I hope, Christine, I hope you do a show specific to the planet of humans. I mean, it's right up your alley. Again, Christine's been saying it. A lot of us have. We know the Green New Deal. Great idea, but it's going to take all these resources and all this capitalism, folks, which has been kind of the growth thing. You can't eat away at something and grow and grow and grow and grow without expecting a finite and sad end to it. That's my opinion. Nothing is sustainable as far as what we've been doing for decades. And it's a sad thing. When we have enough now between, our show with Dr. John D. Liu at the town hall about permaculture. Rhonda, do you want to make a quick pitch on that really quick before we go into our outro song?
Quick pitch on what?
On the town hall about Dr. Liu the other night.
I wasn't in that one, remember? So I don't have a whole lot for you.
Well,
you have the wrong co-host today, Oz.
No, that's okay.
But know that Amber and Courtney, I mean, they are just live, breathe, and
permaculture.
Well, not just permaculture, just sustainable.
Christine too. She's on it. She's on it.
Christine. Well, right. I'm just talking about who is in the town hall.
Yeah. Dr.
That's all. And John Liu, the amazing things that he's done. I couldn't even go into all of it because I don't understand it all because I haven't been able to watch it all yet. Yeah. But from what I hear, it was really, really amazing. And watch it because it's on my playlist.
You got to watch it. It's Uphill Media.
My birthday yesterday. I didn't get to catch up with everything, so I apologize.
Yeah, I know. Birthdays, there's always a little jet lag after a birthday, and I'm trying to get kickstarted. But again, watch that town hall from Saturday night. It was really well done. And you know what even makes it better? We talk about doing this show, a hot mess of a show, of an evolution of doing an internet show. Right or wrong, we're doing it every single day. But the whole studio crashed 10 minutes before the show went on. And here's Oz going, "Are you kidding me? Really?" We have a Hollywood, I say Hollywood, but it's a documentarian, John Liu, who's, about environment, ecology and everything else.
You should put your face on the screen so people can see you talking instead of just the
video. Okay, I'm back. But anyway, John Liu, it was fantastic. We had a great time. So check that out if you can. And again, Christine, the Natural Progressive, thank you for your super chat. That's always nice.
Why did we have Christine on that town hall?
You know what? She kind of likes to spend her weekends with her family. And had I thought about it, because everything was flying apart, I would have had her on for sure.
Yeah.
But I would like to do a follow-up with her for that show. And again, it's our planet. Welcome to it. Save it. Great. Bury your head in the sand. Not so good. Not so good for our future. Let's get into this outro before I, screw anything else up for today.
All right.
Jamie Coon, Native American singer, songwriter, artist. Pat the Batman fan, his wife. Beautiful voice. Wes Studi introduced her at this year's Native American Music Awards. Quite an honor. This song really kind of brought tears to my eyes. It's a nice outro. She's got a beautiful voice, and again, I think that everybody really, I hope you enjoy it. We really enjoyed Sharon Abreu yesterday and that song. So again, if you have songs, and Melissa, I know you gave us a link for one. I'm following up on that for later on this week, I hope. And anybody who wants to bring some, original work or songs or come on, let us know. We'll do it. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. Welcome back. And this is Jamie Coon. This was recorded 5 days ago. And here we go.
All right, you ready?
Never
Never thought I'd have a life without you. You were always just a call away. Every time I call your number, oh, the silence fuels the pain. This life has been just like a river, never really seen around the bend. Every time I get my head above water, I get pulled back down again. I'm so gone now, I don't know how to find my way back home. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you were here to show me how, just let me disappear into when we were young. Oh, when we were young. When we were young. Oh, when we were young. There's so many things I want to tell you, but you probably know